December 2024 was a month full of sadness for Kim Taehyung's family. The sad news of the passing of Yeontan, Taehyung's beloved Pomeranian dog, shook them all to their core. To Taehyung, Yeontan was more than just a pet. He was a family member who brought light and happiness to their lives for over 8 years. That day, Taehyung sat in the corner of the living room, his eyes red with suppressed tears. On his lap, he held the small blanket Yeontan used to sleep on. His brother, who was standing nearby, tried to comfort him by gently patting his back. "She's not in pain anymore, Taehyung," her brother said in a soft voice, though he himself was unable to hold back the tears that were starting to fall. His mother, who was usually busy in the kitchen preparing meals for the family, looked different that day. The morning that was usually characterized by the clinking of dishes and the smell of cooking had turned quiet. She sat on the sofa in the living room, her hand clutching a cup of warm tea that had long since cooled. Her gaze was fixed on the wall where several family photos were hanging, including Yeontan's photos. One of the photos was of Yeontan on her first birthday, wearing a small blue hat with a dog cake in front of her. In the photo, her eyes were shining with happiness, and Taehyung's smile beside her showed genuine affection. "He always made this house feel alive," the mother murmured softly, her voice barely audible. She remembered the first time Taehyung brought Yeontan home. Back then, Yeontan was small with unsteady steps. "Mom, look who I brought," Taehyung shouted excitedly. Yeontan was jumping up and down, trying to recognize her new home. That day, their home was filled with laughter and joy, memories that now seemed far away. While looking at the photo, her mother recalled how Yeontan became an important part of the family. She was not only a friend to Taehyung, but also brought joy to everyone. Yeontan often followed her mother into the kitchen, sitting sweetly in the corner of the room as she watched her cooking. Sometimes, she would bark softly as if asking for attention. What do you want, Tanny?" her mother asked with a laugh, then offered her a small piece of carrot or apple, Yeontan's favorite food. Although small, Yeontan always showed her gratitude by wagging her tail enthusiastically. There is one moment that her mother remembers the most, when Yeontan became the guardian of their small house. One night, they heard a strange noise outside the window. Yeontan, despite her small, ran straight towards the sound and barked loudly. Everyone laughed at the little dog's bravery, but the mother couldn't help but feel proud. "Pride, you really are the guardian of our home, Tanny," she said, petting Yeontan's head. However, those memories were now painful. The mother let out a long sigh, imagining how Yeontan used to run around the house, chasing after her small, colorful toy balls. She even remembered how Yeontan used to bite Taehyung's slippers, which often made Taehyung a little annoyed but still laugh afterward. "Tanny, you're really naughty," Taehyung said once as he picked up his bite-soaked slippers. Tears began to stream down his mother's cheeks, though she tried to stay strong. She knew that Yeontan's passing was a part of life, but it was hard for her to accept that the little dog that had been a part of their family was now gone. Wiping away her tears, she recalled her last moments with Yeontan. At that time, she was sitting next to Taehyung, who hugged Yeontan lovingly. Although Yeontan's small body looked weak, she still tried to wiggle her tail, giving a small smile that seemed to say that she was happy to be with the family that loved her. "I hope you're happy there, Tanny," her mother whispered softly, her voice hoarse. She sipped her cold tea, trying to warm her empty heart. On the small table in front of her, she kept one of Yeontan's small collars, the last thing that reminded her of the beloved dog. When Taehyung's father walked into the living room and saw his wife pensive, he went over and sat next to her. "She made our lives more colorful," Taehyung's father said, trying to comfort her. They shared stories about Yeontan, chuckling between tears, reminiscing about the good days they had shared with the little dog. The memories of Yeontan might continue to be painful for a while, but they knew that the love Yeontan left behind would always be there, warming their hearts every time they remembered her. Taehyung's younger sister, who was usually cheerful, was sobbing in her room. On her study table, there were several drawings of Yeontan that she had made as a child. "I can't believe she's gone," she said softly as Taehyung entered her room. Taehyung just hugged her tightly, trying to comfort her despite his own heartbreak. The days after Yeontan's departure were filled with painful silence. Usually, mornings started with Yeontan's cheerful barking for food or attention. Taehyung always took the time to feed Yeontan before starting his activities. Now, the silence of the morning was piercing. As an idol, Taehyung knew he had to go back to living his life under the public eye. However, the sadness he felt was so great that it was hard to hide. In between his busy schedule, he often found himself looking at photos of Yeontan on his phone, remembering every moment they had shared together. In one of his social media posts, Taehyung wrote, "Your loss leaves an irreplaceable void. I hope you're happy in a better place, Tan." Taehyung's family decided to organize a small memorial in Yeontan's memory. They collected photos and videos of Yeontan, playing them in the living room while sharing funny and touching stories about the little dog. The mother prepared Yeontan's favorite food for remembrance, even though she knew it would only be eaten by them. "It's to remember her days with us," her mother said with a sad smile. Taehyung, who was usually the center of attention in the family, was more quiet this time. However, in that silence, he tried to strengthen himself. He knew that Yeontan didn't want to see him continue to be sad. "He always wants me to be happy," she said one night while talking to her brother. "I have to be strong for her." ARMY, BTS fans, also showed tremendous support. Many of them sent loving messages, created beautiful artwork in Yeontan's memory, and even donated funds to animal protection organizations in Yeontan's name. Seeing this, Taehyung was comforted. "Yeontan was a gift, not only to me but to all of us," he wrote in a message he shared with his fans. Time passed, and although the loss was not completely gone, Taehyung's family slowly began to accept reality. They knew that Yeontan had brought so much happiness into their lives, and those memories would always remain in their hearts. Taehyung decided to make a small album of Yeontan's photos, which he carefully kept in his room. "It's a way to make sure she's always near me," he said. Losing Yeontan was a big lesson for Taehyung and his family about love, loss, and how to appreciate the small moments in life. Although Yeontan is gone, her love lives on in all of their hearts, teaching them that true affection is never truly lost, but rather transformed into beautiful memories that will always be cherished.